Welcome to Module 2, Having Understanding Module 1. This presentation introduces Module 2 of the Mobile App Development course, which focuses on practical step-by-step guide to designing, building, and deploying a mobile application. The module outlines the complete development life cycle, providing a structured guidance from initial idea to final product release. What you will learn. In this module, we will explore the full life cycle of mobile application development. The discussion begins with ideation and planning, followed by user interface and user experience design. We will then examine different development approaches, environment setup, and core implementation processes. Finally, we will cover testing, debugging, deployments, and launch strategies. Introduction. Mobile app development is not a single activity, but a structured process consisting of multiple interconnected stages. Skipping or rushing any stage introduces risks that become increasingly difficult and costly to resolve. This model provides a comprehensive walkthrough of the entire life cycle from concept to deployment. The key principle emphasized here is to first build the right solution, then build it correctly, and only afterwards focus on building it efficiently. Stage 1, ideation and planning. The first stage of the development focuses on validating the problem before writing any code. Developers must clearly define the problem in a concise statement that identifies the user, their goal, and the method of achieving it. Market research is essential to understanding existing solutions and identify opportunities for differentiation. Additionally, analyzing the target audience ensures that all design decisions are user-focused. Feature prioritization should categorize functionalities into core, important, and optional, ensuring that initial development remains focused and manageable. UI/UX design and wireframe, that is stage 2. The second stage involves translating ideas into visual and interactive design. User flow diagrams are created to map all possible user interaction within the application. Wireframes are then developed as low fidelity layout to define structure without distraction from visual details. High fidelity mock-ups introduce design elements such as color and typography, representing the final appearance of the application. Finally, clickable prototypes simulate user interaction, enabling testing and validation before development begins. This stage significantly reduces costly design errors. Recommended tools: Figma, Adobe XD, Balsamiq, Sketch, Zeppelin, Dev Handoff. A clickable Figma prototype created before development begins is the single most cost-effective investment a team can make, catching design mistakes before they become code. Stage 3, choosing your development approach. Selecting the appropriate development approach is a critical decision. Native development offers the best performance and full access to platform features, but requires separate code bases for different platforms. Cross-platform frameworks allow a single code base to serve multiple platforms, reducing development time and cost. Progressive web apps provide a lightweight alternative that operates through a browser, through with limited though with limited access to device hardware. The choice should align with project requirement, budget, and performance expectation. So for native development, we have Android, Kotlin / Java plus Android Studio. Then for cross-platform, we have Flutter, Dart, Google growing fastest, Reactive Native, and the rest. Then for progressive web, we also have, you can build with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. They are installable directly from the browser, can work offline with service workers, most limited access to device hardware, no app store submission required, best for simple app, web-based teams. Stages 4 and 5, environment setup and core developments. These stages involve preparing the development environment and implementing the core functionality of the application. Developers must properly configure tools such as Android Studio, Xcode, or the Flutter SDK, adopting a structured architecture such as model view model ensures separation of concern and scalability. State management techniques are used to maintain application consistencies, while API and database integration enable communication with back-end services. Proper setup at this stage ensures efficient and maintainable developments. Stage 6, testing and debugging. Testing is a continuous process that ensures application reliability and quality. It begins with unit testing, which verifies individual components. Integration testing ensures that different parts of the system work together effectively. User interface testing validates the behavior of the application from user's perspective. Device testing ensures compatibility across different hardware configurations, while beta testing involves real users to identify issues before public release. Effective testing minimizes effect and enhances users' satisfaction. Development and launch. The final stage involves publishing the application to distribution platforms such as the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. Each platform has specific requirements, including application, packaging, signing, and review processes. Developers should use staged rollout strategies to gradually release the application to users, reducing the impact of potential issues. Proper deployment ensures that the application reaches its intended audience efficiently and securely. So if you want to register an app, Google Store, registration is $25 one time, lifetime access format. You sign AAB Android app bundle prepared, review 1 to 3 days, then reach up to 190 countries, 3.5 million plus app available. Stage rollout, release to 5%, 20%, 50%, 100% of the users. Apple App Store, registration is up to $999 per year. Apple Developer Program, IPA archived and uploaded via Xcode. Review 24 to 48 hours. Strict guidelines enforced. It can reach up to 1.5 billion plus active Apple devices worldwide. Beta testing, test flight up to 10,000 external testers. The complete development life cycle. The mobile app development life cycle consists of 7 structured stages: ideation and planning, UI/UX design, development approaches selection, environment setup, core development testing, and deployment. These stages are interconnected and often iterative. Professional developers continuously revisit earlier stages based on feedback, and new insight. Understanding this life cycle is essential for delivering high quality application. Ideation plan. Define and validate the problem. Prioritize features. Create project plan with scope, timeline, and risk register. UI/UX design. Users flows, wireframes, high fidelity mockup, clickable prototype in Figma, conduct usability testing before coding. Development approach, native best performance versus cross-platform efficiency versus PWA, fastest development. Choose based on project needs. Environment setup, Android setup, Android Studio, Xcode, or Flutter SDK. You are to choose correctly. Correctly configured, Git initialize, dependencies documented. Core development, MVVM architecture, state management, REST/GraphQL, API integration, local database, response catching. Testing, unit integration, UI, device, beta, test every stage, never batch it all at the end. Development and launch, app signing, build optimization, store listening, metadata, stage rollout, post-launch monitoring active. Do's and don'ts in the development processes. Do, validate. Make sure you validate your app concept with real users before building anything. Create wireframes and clickable prototype before writing code. Make sure you establish MBBM or clean architecture from the very first comment. Also, use Git version and control stating with your absolute first file. And then write tests alongside features, not in separate phase at the end. Finally, make sure you use stage rollout when releasing updates to protect existing users. Don'ts. Don't start coding before validating the problem. Understand the audience. Don't skip wireframing. Visual surprises late in development are expensive. Don't hard code API keys, secret or credentials in any source file. Don't commit directly to main or master without code review and CI checks. Don't leave all testing until the end of the development cycle. Don't deploy to 100% of users without testing documented rollback plan. Adhering to these principles ensures more efficient and secure development process. Key takeaways. What you must remember and apply. Every successful app begins with a clear, validated problem statement, not just an idea. This model highlights several critical insights. Every successful application, like I have said, begin with a validated problem statement. Design tools such as wireframes and prototypes significantly reduce development risks. The choice of development approach in fact performance and efficiency. Structured architecture and proper state management are essential for scalability. Security practices such as avoiding hard-coded API keys must always be followed. Finally, testing should be continuous and deployments should be carefully managed using stage rollouts. Module 2 assessments. The assessment for this module consists of two components. The first is knowledge-based quiz designed to evaluate understanding of key concepts. The second is a written reflection where students analyze a community library application scenario focusing on ideation, development approach, and testing strategy. This assessment reinforces both theoretical knowledge and practical applications. Conclusions. This model has provided a comprehensive practical walkthrough of every stage of the mobile app development lifecycle, from problem validation and design through architecture testing and developments. deployment. Each stage has been explored with guidance that bridges theory and real-world professional practice. The 7 stages are interconnected. Professional developers revisit and iterate across them as they learn more about their users and their product. Mastering this process is the foundation upon which every subsequent module in this course is built. The key takeaway is that a well-structured development process is the foundation of every successful mobile application.